Prime Minister Narendra Modi on June 18th inaugurated the renovated 11th century Kalika Mata temple complex in Pavagadh in Panchmahal district in Gujarat. The temple was redeveloped after amicably shifting a dargah that was built atop the temple. Calling the renovated temple of Mahakali a symbol of religious unity, the PM said that Gujarat has always led the way for preservation of India's spiritual history. On the other hand, he also laid foundation stone of developmental projects worth rupees 21,000 crores in Vadodara. Pakistan will continue to remain in the grey list of the Paris-based Financial Action Task Force. This means that the country has essentially failed to prevent international money laundering and terrorist financing and is therefore on a global watch list. Meanwhile, as part of this process, the Paris-based international policy-making body will now undertake on-site visits to Pakistan to assess the situation firsthand. Notably, Pakistan first entered the list in 2008, left it, and then was on it from 2012 to 2015. Since 2018, it has not left the list. Hailing India's success at the World Trade Organization's Ministerial Conference in Geneva, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that India was successful in ensuring the livelihood of its farmers and fishermen. He added that India was also successful in convincing all nations to ensure a patent waiver for the manufacturing of COVID vaccines. Goyal had led India's delegation to the once-in-2-year mega meeting of trade ministers from all 162 WTO member nations, which concluded on June 18th. Notably, India had been demanding that nations have consistently supported illegal deep-sea fishing be regulated. The government on June 14th unveiled the Agnipath scheme, a recruitment plan for the armed forces. Under the scheme, about 45,000 young personnel to be called as Agniveers will be inducted into the services for a 4-year tenure. After 4 years, 25% of these soldiers will be retained in the forces and will go on to serve for full 15 years in non-officer ranks. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs on June 18 announced 10% reservation for Agniveers in the recruitment of Central Armed Police Forces and the Assam Rifles. They will also get priority in recruitment in the police services in states like Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. In a major boost to the Unified Payments Interface and RuPay, the international arm of National Payments Corporation of India has signed a memorandum of understanding with Lara Network, a French payment solutions company which will allow Indians to pay at terminals and machines offered by Lara Networks in France using UPI and RuPay cards. Speaking about it, Communications and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw said, "The MOU with France is a big achievement for us." In a major push to digital connectivity, the Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved the auction of 5G spectrum, which will be held at the end of July. As per reports, a total auction of 72,097.85 MHz of spectrum with 20 years validity will be put to auction. The 5G services are expected to be 10 times faster than the 4G services. Notably, an official statement of the government said, "Digital connectivity has been an important part of policy initiatives of the government through its flagship programs such as Digital India, Startup India, Make in India, and others." In a big move, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked various government departments and ministries to undertake the recruitment of 10 lakh people on a mission mode in the next year and a half. The direction from the PM came following a review of the status of human resources in all government departments and ministries. Notably, as per media reports, earlier in a meeting with the secretaries, PM Modi had stressed that employment should be the focus of all government interventions in both public and private sectors. In more trouble for Pinarayi Vijayan, the main accused in the gold smuggling case, Swapna Suresh has levelled fresh allegations against the Kerala Chief Minister. Now she has alleged that Pinarayi Vijayan sought help from the visiting Sharjah ruler in September 2017 for his daughter's bid to open an IT business in the Emirates. Suresh made this claim in an affidavit filed before the Ernakulam District Sessions Court. Security forces are breaking the back of terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. As per IGP Kashmir, Vijay Kumar, over 100 terrorists have been killed in different encounters in the first 5 months and 12 days of 2022. Out of these, 71 were local terrorists and 29 were foreigners. Notably, in 2021, over 182 terrorists were killed, many of whom were from Pakistan-based terror groups. In a show of support to Ukraine, French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and Italian PM Mario Draghi visited Kyiv on June 16th and met President Volodymyr Zelensky. During the visit, Macron promised Ukraine more powerful truck-mounted artillery guns in a new round of Western arms pledges for the country. Meanwhile, after the European Commission recommended granting Ukraine candidate status of the 27-member bloc, Russian President Vladimir Putin said on June 17th that Moscow had nothing against Kyiv's possible membership of the European Union.